Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and mashallah, we are now with the Sheltered Street Society with Brother Muzammil as well as Brother Yahya. I do know that it's not the complete group, but Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, so mashallah, it's been quite a year for everyone. As I've mentioned previously, the bulk of our year is also spent in khidma. All of our students are required to perform 40 hours of khidma. But Yahya, the Sheltered Street project is of course part of the community-based khidma project that the SAQA class is required to do. Tell us about the actual project.
The Sheltered Streets
Society project.
Okay, so the Sheltered Street Society project is basically, it started off as a blanket drive, which later we got more establishment and we were able to go into more things. So we started with a blanket drive, and then we had some food that we gave out. We had a beanie, we had a scarf, we had some like refreshments, some like accessories. So alhamdulillah, we did start off with like the intention to do it as a blanket drive, and we managed to also add in some extra stuff with it.
Alhamdulillah, that's absolutely excellent. Now you've got a much bigger group, and your project's a bit different to everyone else who's either identified an orphanage or an elderly home or a school. You guys have taken to the streets. In the research phase of your project, how had you guys then established that, you know what, let's do a street project? Muzammil, would you like to touch on that?
No, we just thought that with winter approaching and due to the cold weather conditions that we experience here, the people on the streets would be vulnerable and in need of assistance, so we just decided we're going to help them out.
Alhamdulillah. Now, Syria here, each one in your group had a role to fulfill, whether it was media, whether it was design, whether it was the presentation or finance, and collectively it brought this project to life. One of the tasks was to raise 5K. How did your team navigate towards doing that?
So originally we did start off with a bake sale, and like we tried selling baked goods after Juma and like after prayers at the mosque and everything. But unfortunately it was a bit slow. So for the first 2 or 3 weeks we started off with that, and then later on we branched into asking people for donations, so such as like family members or friends, just to donate like 100 rand per person or like 200 rand, and from that alhamdulillah we managed to raise our funds.
Alhamdulillah. So you said that it had developed from being first a blanket into being much more. Alhamdulillah. Chat to me briefly about how everything had come together.
So we had branched into many different ideas originally about how to get the blankets, because we were looking for like a supplier, because of course since you're only raising 5,000 rand, you have to have like a very like economical approach to it. So we first were gonna ship the blankets from Pretoria from a family member of ours, but unfortunately the shipping cost with the courier service was going to be too much. It was going to be 1,000 rand or 2,000 rand on its own. So then we later decided that we'll look for a local supplier, and we did end up finding a local Samaritan who ended up donating it. And along with that, they decided to donate to us blankets and a beanie, I believe. The beanies.
Okay. Great. And then you've decided, okay, let's not stop there. Let's add on a warm meal. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Sayyid Muzammil? So what did you guys settle on doing on the day in terms of a warm meal?
In terms of a warm meal, we had 50 punnets of acne that we gave out to everybody. So
okay, and was that sponsored as well?
Was that sponsored? I don't think it was.
So because we actually got the donations for the blankets, we had some excess funding. So then we used that funding towards the food. So we got one big pot of biryani, I believe, and then I think in Cape Town you'll call it punnets. So we had 50 punnets that we gave out.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So just on that aspect, because you're doing the Usul course, but this is your first time studying in Cape Town. Am I correct, Syria?
That is correct.
And
yes.
so, what has this experience been like for you? Because I know that this isn't your first stint of Hilma. Alhamdulillah, you guys do quite a bit in Pretoria, Johannesburg as well. What was it like experiencing things in Cape Town?
So we have had a few instances where we've come here for like charity purposes or something, but not like where I've had to really go like head first into the area or something, like I've had to man it myself or anything. So it was definitely different, but it was also heartwarming to see like how the community can come together and like the love everyone has for each other on the side. It is also very hard sore to see though, like how everyone is suffering. Like there is a lot of like unfortunate areas here where people are struggling a lot, and we saw like one of the better sides of it, I believe, from what I've been told. So it was definitely an interesting experience and an eye-opening experience, I believe.
Subhanallah. Well, Sidi Muzammil, you are a student of Deen, in which you are studying the Quranic sciences and the prophetic model. And our Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's instruction and example was exactly that, serving and assisting those greatest in need. What is it like for you, if I was to ask you, to not only be learning about these things in the classroom, but to now actually be involved in something like this, which is quite real? What has it been like for you as a student of Deen at Madina Institute?
It was really an eye-opener for me, like going out and doing this project, seeing firsthand, or this specific project, going out and seeing the poor people that lives on the streets. It really opened my eyes and made me realize I have so much to be grateful for, because there are people out there that are worse off. So it was gratifying to be able to help them, and we say Alhamdulillah for everything that we have.
Alhamdulillah. Just on that note, here's a different experience, right? So it's really about the giving, and that there is a gratifying experience to that. Would you like to touch on that?
Sorry,
the ability to be able to make a difference, the ability to give and actually see that, you know, what I'm giving. It's not now, your project wasn't just about getting money and handing over the money. Your project was raising the money, then taking that money or donations and giving it and aiding people that needed that blanket, that needed that meal, that needed the sanitary pack or pack of treats that you had given. So for you to now have witnessed that, what was that feeling like? Because I'm sure that as people lined up and they thanked you or prayed for you. So tell us a bit about that experience on the day. Was there anything unique that stood out for you?
It was the happiness in everyone, because like even though they may have so little, and alhamdulillah we have so much, but like that small act of kindness that you may bestow onto them, like alhamdulillah, like I see you can see the joy in their eyes, in their faces. But like for us, if something happens, like we may get a phone or something, we may not have the same reaction like them, even for a little bit of food and some accessories and stuff. So it definitely was heartwarming to see like how the community gets so happy and so excited to see it.
Well, I'm truly excited to see the entire team come together on Thursday, inshallah, and to be seeing your presentations and bringing once again to life your entire journey through this project and the actual experience. I want to thank both of you for joining us, and we look forward to you doing so much more in the community, inshallah. Shukran so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.